It has never been cooler to hate on popular places, especially if those places are seemingly just trying to squeeze every last dollar out of you. But just because a place is a tourist trap does not mean it is not worth your time. One thing before I get into the first tourist trap, everyone may have a different definition of what a tourist trap is. I personally define it as a place that is trying to empty your pockets without much substance. Therefore, you may think of the Leaning Tower of Pisa as overrated, for example, and a place with too many tourists, but it is not necessarily something that was designed to lure in tourists. Therefore, that type of place is ineligible for this list. Starting off the list, we have Waldrug, a 76,000 square foot roadside attraction in a town of a few hundred people in South Dakota. And the only reason you may know it exists is because there are billboards advertising for it literally hundreds of miles along I-90. Free ice water, 5-cent coffee, and by the time you've seen your 100th sign, you're pulling off the highway just to find out what this place actually is. You walk in and you see a maze of Western-themed shops, an old-fashioned soda fountain, a replica of the original 1931 pharmacy, a backyard area with a life-sized animatronic T-Rex that goes off every few minutes, and an 80-foot Brontosaurus statue out front that you can see from the interstate. They sell donuts that are some of the best road trip food you'll find anywhere. Over 2 million people stop here every single year, and the origin story is just a couple during the Great Depression who figured out that offering free water to travelers passing through South Dakota could save their struggling pharmacy. It's been family run ever since. Waldrug is a tourist trap that turned itself into one on purpose and doesn't pretend to be anything else, and that self-awareness is exactly what makes it work. They make sure to let you know right away on their website how close they are to Mount Rushmore. This is a classic American roadside tourist trap that should never be shamed. The next spot on this list is Times Square. This place gets more hate than maybe any other place in America. Some New Yorkers will suggest you skip it, some act like stepping foot in it ruins your credibility. However, there is nothing like it on this planet. Some people say Piccadilly Circus in London is a bit like it, but as somebody who has been there, and with all due respect, it is nowhere close to Times Square's level. The sensory overload of Times Square, especially at night, the screens, the noise, the sheer density of people from everywhere, it's an experience you simply cannot replicate. You don't need to spend 3 hours there, you don't need to eat there, you definitely don't need to spend New Year's Eve there, but walking through it once, especially at night, that's worth doing. Next on the list is Santa Claus Village in Rovaniemi, Finland. This might be the most extreme example of a tourist trap on this list. As if Christmas has not been commercialized enough, everything about this place is fake. The gift shops, the elves, the official Santa Claus post office. However, the setting is real. You are actually at the Arctic Circle. The snow is real, the reindeer are real, and the northern lights, if you time it right, are absolutely real. And that combination of a completely manufactured attraction sitting inside an otherworldly natural environment is what makes it work. You're not going for Santa, you're going because very few places on Earth look and feel like northern Finland in the winter, and Santa Claus Village happens to be a convenient and surprisingly well-run way to experience it. If that's a tourist trap, it's one of the best ones ever built. The next spot on the list belongs to the Las Vegas Strip. This might be the most controversial one on the list. It is one of the most manufactured tourist destinations on the planet. It is literally a road in the middle of a desert lined with fake versions of other places. Fake Paris, fake New York, fake Venice, and somehow it works. The Strip isn't trying to be authentic. It's trying to be entertaining, and it delivers on that promise harder than almost anywhere in the world. And if you haven't been in a while, it's worth knowing that Las Vegas has been reinventing itself again. The Sphere opened in 2023 and has genuinely changed the landscape. We're talking about a 366-foot structure wrapped in LED screens that can display just about anything visible from all over the city. It's become a destination in itself, pulling in millions of visitors for concerts, movies, and immersive experiences. Between that, the F1 Grand Prix, and world-class residencies, the Strip is no longer just casinos and buffets. Is it a tourist trap? Definitely. It is also now extremely expensive. However, I think it is a place worth going to at least once. Next on the list, I have a tourist trap that is constantly moving as opposed to one single place, the double-decker tour bus in London. The double-decker tour feels like the most tourist-brained activity you could possibly do, but here's the case for it. If you've just gotten off a long flight and you're jet-lagged or you only have a day or two in London, it is one of the most efficient ways to see the city. London's major landmarks are spread out: Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, Tower Bridge, St. Paul's, and walking between all of them takes forever. Some of them are not worth stopping at and spending time with. The Tower Bridge, it looks great from the bus. I'm not sure if you need much more than that. The double-decker tour lets you see all of it, get oriented, and figure out what you actually want to spend your time with. It's a tourist move, but it's also a smart one. Lastly, we have the Guinness Storehouse in Dublin. This is a self-guided tour through a building owned by one of the biggest beer brands in the world. On paper, it sounds like a corporate museum designed to sell you overpriced pint glasses and Guinness t-shirts, and that's kind of what it is, but it's also genuinely one of the best executed tourist attractions in all of Europe, in my opinion. The exhibits are well designed, the history of Guinness is more interesting than you expect, and the whole experience builds toward the gravity bar at the top. A 360-degree glass bar that gives you one of the best panoramic views of Dublin while you drink what they claim is the freshest pint of Guinness you'll ever have. So there you have it, that's the list. In fairness, there are more bad tourist traps out there than there are good ones, places that overpromise and underdeliver, but the places on this list aren't that. They're places that got popular for a reason, and somewhere along the way, being popular became the thing people held against them. So the next time someone tells you to skip one of these spots, maybe go anyway, even if they do feel like guilty pleasures. Thanks for watching today's video, and make sure to subscribe to Quinn's Compass, and please drop a like on the video. I will talk to you in next week's video. Peace.